Good morning, cyber traders. Happy Monday, everybody. Good to see you all. Good to see you, Grant, Gillis, everyone, Richard, everyone in the cyber group room. Welcome, everybody on social media. Good to be back. I was away for pretty much a lot of the week last week. I went to a big conference. Let me tell you, I went to what's called the Crossroads Summit. It's a new conference that came out last week. I tell you, I've met some of the smartest people that I ever surrounded myself with. I mean, some of the brightest people. I'll talk a little bit more about them. Actually, the great news is that they were so excited to even meet me because they're going to come on my podcast. A lot of them. Let me tell you, I learned so much about AI. The Crossroads Summit was about AI and how it's going to affect the stock market. A lot of them were going absolute bonkers regarding about Bitcoin and everything else. So it's going to be a really fun bunch of events going on here at Cyber Trade University and on my podcast and stuff like that. I'm just super excited, not just for me, but for you guys all listening in, because, I did so many presentations for NASDAQ, and one of the big presentations they kept asking me was, Fausto, how is AI going to affect the stock market? And I'm like, you're asking me? I'm asking you. I mean, you're NASDAQ. And they're like, well, I went to conferences with Intel, with Adobe, with all of them. And this conference obviously explained a lot of them. And like I told you, when you get to meet some of these people, some of the things they were talking about, it was just unbelievable. I was actually just drooling. I never enjoyed a conference better than that one. But I'm glad to be back. I know it's been about for a week. Now let's talk about what's going on in the market, because I know there's just been some great movements in the market. I know a lot of you guys did really well last week. I did well. I'm still long a lot of these positions. I didn't get out of TSLL. Okay. That one I think is just doing great. PLTR, I'm actually in the process going to be buying more of that today. This one's a little cheapy. This one started coming back. This one's doing pretty well. BuzzFeed, we're a little fan. I know Josh was a big fan of that one. But I'm telling you what I am selling, okay? I'm getting out of Bitcoin. All right, I'll tell you why. We just posted a video on Instagram and TikTok. I'll post it up on YouTube. So if you're not watching me on social media, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, like us, friend us, ring the damn bell so you get those alerts. But we were just going crazy last week of how much it was going up, Bitcoin. And they were just like 100,000. There's one issue. There's about $100 million that are going to be sold at 100,000. Now, it's not even a mental thing, but I posted a couple of times where I had the big resistance at 93,000 and 99,000 and 700. The big seller right now, you got about 1,200. You got about 1,200 Bitcoins that can be sold from 99.5 to about 100,000. Okay. So listen, there are people I was watching on some of the social media, on TV, and I was listening to everybody, at this event. They're projecting at the end of the year of 2025, it might hit 250,000. But this is the issue. I could buy. Why not buy it back cheaper? Right? You could do that. Remember the video I did on NVIDIA, and everyone's like, I had over 1 million views on it. People said, "What are you talking about, Fausto? This thing will, it's going to 160." And I told about all those resistance at 140, and the thing dropped down to 90. Well, listen, it did go past 140, but wouldn't you rather sell at 140, buy it back at 90, and buy it cheaper and cash out and buy back? So these are things you want to look at. So big resistance levels out here. Until we get past this, I'm getting out. Okay, I just want to buy cheaper. That's all. Cheaper. That's right. You could, right, John? You'll get more money. You'll pocket it. And you could buy more shares later. That's what it's all about. So we're going to cover that. We'll talk about that. And, love to hear Josh's thoughts on that when he gets in there, because I know Josh has got connection with all these people on X and everything else and following everything else. Like I said, I'm a big fan. They were all big fans. But I am not a fan when I'm dealing with big sellers. Remember, we teach at Cyber Trade University. It's not the left of the chart. It's the right of the chart. All right. So anyway, a lot of stocks that were trading last week that did really well. We'll start off talking about, you had this QUBT trade that did really well. And this is what I'm talking about. It's not just about Bitcoin for all of you people here. Look at the stock QUBT. This thing ran last week from $2 to $7. That's like Bitcoin running from 100,000 to about 400,000. Oh, more than that. What I'm saying, 600,000 in less than a week. So this is the big thing you have to understand. You could always risk less with more reward. Anyway, the stock's going back on the watch list. I could just tell you this. It probably was a category 2. Now you're probably testing into category 3s and 4s. But QUBT, you could see how they become a good day trade, which converts into a swing trade. All right. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention too. I don't know if everybody knows this. I didn't know this until last week. Did you know that you could actually now start trading options on Bitcoin? You know, a lot of the ETFs and stuff like that. It just went out. It started 2 days ago of last week. So that's another big thing that we're going to be focusing on a lot, is on all those big block orders that are out there on Bitcoin, on the options market. Another big thing I forgot to mention too that I learned. I don't know if you guys knew that too. Okay. So anyway, that one we're moving up pretty nicely. What else we had that move last week? You had the other one here. This was probably QBTS. That was another one that's moving up pretty nicely. That one's going back on the watch list. Remember, it looks like these two stocks are in the same business. QBTS moving up pretty nicely too. That one's going back on the watch list, even though it was still hot from last week. The gold rush is still on. This one too gapped up again from last week. This one's still going back on the watch list too. And look at, it's crazy because you probably never heard of these stocks before, but this is what it's all about. It's all about risk to reward. That one did pretty well too. What else we got? QUS of last week. That one's starting to back off. That was a big, nice little cheapie. That did pretty well. SMCI, by the way, going back on the watch list. This stock got so destroyed and got so hammered, okay? Once again, dropped all the way down to a price around 15. You could have dropped in about 20. Now we're at 35. That stock is literally a double, all right? So listen, plenty of stocks out there to trade. SMCI back on the watch list, all right? Let me tell you, that is one hell of a recovery. That is one monster recovery on that SMCI. Remember, I always told you, I love stocks that get destroyed, okay? Not because I'm a negative person, is because I loved it then and I'm drooling at these prices, and that's what makes these things go up. It's all about following those big orders, okay? So SMCI going back on the watch list. RCAT. Another one, huge runner. Look at this beauty right here, $4 to $10. Do we trade it today? I don't know. It's kind of building some support levels. Built this nasty slingshot in pre-market. I'll put it on the B list. How about that? All right. So that one I'll put it on the B list. There are a couple of stocks out here. And Soons, it's another one that's still going back on the watch list. A little bit cheaper, a little bit better. Probably up everyone's, not a big fast mover, but if you're a beginner trader, stock might be pretty good. All right, let's go through the watch list because there's some stocks that are getting destroyed. SAVA got crushed. Oh my God. I don't know if earnings came out, $25. This thing dropped down to $3.80, down 83%. I like it because it could be a bottom. It could be a bottom fish, okay? It is down. I mean, I don't remember the last time I saw a stock down 83%. So SAVA, if it holds here pretty strong, we got to check on the iceberg orders and see what we got out there. Hold on one second. I don't got my connections. Oh, I do. Okay. SAVA. Oh, it's not coming up. I got my settings set wrong. All right, so SAVA, you got some big buyers out there at that price right there. That one looks pretty good. We'll keep an eye on that one. This is the warrant of this stock right here. So it's probably this one right here, this RGTI. Another nice style stock moving up pretty well. Computer stock, RGTI. We'll put that on the watch list right here. This one is also gapped up, got destroyed, $12 stock. This could be a nice little bottom fish right here. This QMMM, this is what I'm talking about. When stocks get really, really, really beat up, eventually when they start building a base and they hover for a long time, then the thing we get a nice little push up. So that one's looking pretty good too. Another one, it's also got really, some of you remember it. We traded the stock back in November, ran from 70 cents to $8, came back down. She's moving up pretty well again. So, oh my God, this list is way too big for a Monday. We got a really, really big list here for a Monday. My God, how many stocks are 50%? This is Monday. Does somebody forget what day it is today? We don't get lists like this on a Monday. Oh my God. We're going to, what I don't like about days like today is that there's just so many of them out there that now you're like, okay, we're going to probably go crazy here, in the morning hours. Regarding, we're going to trade this one and that one. Yeah, the problem with Mark, you're right, with the SAVA, when they lose phase 3 trial, unless they had another drug out there, or maybe you get some people that want to do some bottom fishing and cover some shorts, you might get it, but definitely not something you want to kind of chase. This one we already don't know about, QBTS. A lot of these stocks that were in this watch list are back in here. QMCO. So you got the QUBT. All right. Wow, a lot of stuff. My God, there's so many of them. 30%. I can't remember the last time I saw this amount of stocks that were up this big in a Monday. Man, it's like everyone's starting to hit up pretty big. Yeah, it's very unusual, leader, right? Very, very unusual. So I don't know if everyone's getting ready for Thanksgiving or whatever, but I mean, down 24%. We're number 12 on this list. By the love of God. We didn't even hop into the New York Stock Exchange yet. Anything there? This one, too, was a really good runner last week. She's moving again. UMAC. I forgot to mention that one. UMAC. Oh, my. Look how long this list is. That's got to be the longest list I wrote down in like 2 months. This one, too. That one we know about. All right, we're pretty much done. I want to go crazy. We're going to have to just trade the market and see how things move. We're going to have to work together like a team today. All right, so let's get ready for the market opened up. Okay, just really quick, everybody, now do not forget, we got 2 events today. You got phase 2 that's going on, and then you got Traders Talk that's going on. We're going to broadcast it live on social media, so if you're not here, please make sure you register for it. We'll be back here at 11 o'clock. So you got class, you got Traders Talk, you got Thanksgiving that's coming up, you got open house next tomorrow. So if everyone's come and join our live trading room, want to know how to trade these markets and how to read level 3 and level 4, we're going to talk about that too. We're doing it on a Tuesday because of the holiday. I know everyone's going to be going away on Wednesday. People will be flying out. So I think it's going to be pretty busy going up to today and tomorrow. Wednesday, I like Wednesdays. I like Fridays too. Don't quit on Fridays, even though it's a half a day, because sometimes things do, we do get some action in if companies got a report. All right, guys. Let's get ready for the market to open up. I'll get this list posted on all social networks. We'll post it on our watch list. I'm happy to be back. Look ready to get started, get some fun going on. And then let's keep an eye on some of those swing trades, some long-term trades, and some of those options trades, all right? Everyone on social media, we'll see you back here, for the Traders Talk, all right? And remember, we're live every morning at 9 a.m. and at 2:30. Just like us, friend us, share us. And like I said, got to learn how to play the game when it comes to trading. So make sure you come and join us every day. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading. We'll see you back in 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Broadcasting live when the market opens up.